Hello, it's Miss Machuzak. This video is just going to be a quick review of some of the concepts that we talked about yesterday in class and that you heard in the video. And I'm also going to be explaining to you what you're going to be doing for the remainder of the class period. So we're just going to jump right in to timelines. These are a type of graph that are similar to a number line. It shows a group of events arranged along a line in chronological order. All right, so that's pretty much putting the events in the order that they occurred, which we had some practice with that yesterday in class with our human timeline activities. Okay, timelines can cover a short amount of time or a long time, like thousands and thousands of years. Some important vocabulary from yesterday's lesson. A decade is 10 years. A score is 20 years. A century is 100 years, and a millennium is 1,000 years. Today, on your timelines sheet and the Ed puzzle that you're going to watch next, we're going to be working with centuries and how to identify which century a certain year was in, but we'll get to that later on today. We talked about this yesterday as a class. These abbreviations are very important when it comes to timelines. We talked about BC stands for before Christ, and AD stands for Anno Domini. These two are matches, they go together. But there's also the option or choice to use BCE, which stands for before Common Era, or CE, which stands for Common Era. And again, these two go together. There's no right or wrong if you choose to use these two or these two on your timelines. They mean the same thing. Again, it's just kind of a personal choice of which one you would like to use. Remember our analogy that we talked about yesterday. It's very, very helpful when thinking about how to arrange events on a timeline, is that events in BCE or BC go from big numbers to small, right? Kind of like a bow tie. They start big and they get small as they go to the middle. While on the other end of the timeline, CE or AD goes from small numbers and get bigger as they go. All right, so small numbers at the middle and bigger as they get out to the end. I love this bow tie analogy. I think it's an easy way for you to remember how your numbers are organized on your timelines. Okay, so again, 2 minutes, very quick review of what we covered yesterday in class and through the video. Okay, so now I'm going to just explain to you your next steps that you're going to have for the remainder of the class period, and then what you'll have to do after that. So watch this video with step 1. You've done that. Awesome. Great job. Now you're going to go to step 2. You're going to watch the Ed puzzle video on Google Classroom over identifying centuries. So like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, you're going to be looking at how to identify which century a certain year was in. And there's a trick to that. So you're going to see that on the Ed puzzle. That Ed puzzle is going to have a few questions for you to answer along with it. So make sure you're plugging those in as you go. When you are done with the Ed puzzle, you're going to complete the timelines sheet individually. So you're doing that timelines sheet by yourself. That sheet is the paper that the sub should have passed out to you already. And if not, they have it and they're going to pass it out to you. But that's just going to cover some practice with identifying centuries as well as placing things correctly on a timeline. After you've completed that timeline sheet individually, I want you to show the sub. So you'll take your paper to the sub and show them that you completed it. After you've shown the sub, you can meet with a partner or another person in the room and go over your answers together, talk about what you had, see if there's similarities, differences, if you need to work through anything together. After you've met with someone, then you're going to turn that timelines sheet in. So we're going to be going over that tomorrow as a class together. Now, if you do not finish this timeline sheet, which you should be able to finish it, if you do not finish it, you do not have to do it for homework tomorrow, or you do not have to do it for homework tonight. We're going to finish it quickly at the beginning, excuse me, of class tomorrow, and then we're going to go over the answers. If you do finish and you met with the partner and you've turned it in, then if there's class time left, I'd like you to create a timeline of events from your life. Okay, so try to include the dates if you can, like, when your birthday was, if there was an important event in your life, like when you got your puppy, or maybe, moving was an important event in your life, and you know those dates, try and put them on there. If you don't, just give your best guess. Like, I know this happened in, 2008. You don't have to have the exact month, day, and year. You can draw images to go along with your events if you'd like. So like I said, if you got a puppy, actually I don't know for sure, but I think I got my puppy in 2009, maybe 9, 10, one of those years. Maybe I will draw a picture of a puppy underneath that event. It's totally up to you. All of the coloring supplies and paper can be found at the supply center. You guys know where all of those things are located. Again, if you don't finish this is not for homework. This is not for a grade. It's just a fun activity to practice. And it's actually going to be a really good practice for your project that we're going to be working on later this week. Okay? If you have any questions at all, ask the sub. They have all of the plans. And good luck with your timeline practice.